you have a map of Ballina Beach that we can present to the judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, Ranger Dale, after you saw the two cars parked, what did you do?
Well, I went to go close the kiosk at sunset about 8:05 p.m. Then I walked back north towards the parking lot to inspect the picnic area nearby. When I got there around 8:40 p.m., I saw the two cars that arrived this morning. The white sports car and the other car Ann drove were still in the parking lot. I soon noticed that the cars were empty, so I went to go check the beach area to see if the owners were still there.
Did you eventually find the owners of the cars, Ranger Dale?
I'm not positive. When I walked down to the bottom of the promontory after a look at the beach to see if people were there, I saw a person. It was about 8:50 and was almost dark, so I couldn't make out an exact face, but I knew that the person was walking towards me and away from the cove. I told the person that the beach was closed, and I turned and headed back up another path up the beach towards the parking lot.
Did you see anyone else?
Yes, on my way up the beach into the parking lot, I saw another figure. Since they were about 50 feet, it was hard to see, but it looked like they were wearing a white baseball cap, and the person looked like the passenger from the white sports car from earlier. The person was heading towards the parking lot.
Is that everyone you saw?
Yes. After scouring the beach for a few more minutes, I got to the parking lot, and the white sports van was gone. I wrote the citation for the car left in the parking lot and headed back to the ranger station.
So there could be a possibility that the person in the white hat was Beck, since she said she was wearing one.
Maybe. I wish I could say for sure, but it was too dark, and the people were just too far away.
Thank you, Ranger Dale. You may go back to your seat. Okay, Beck Martin. Beck, why did you go to Ballina Beach in the first place?
One Friday at school, I was asking Colleen to get rid of the exam copy we had used. Right before I could hand it over, Anne had snatched it out of my hand. She looked at the papers and accused us of cheating, which we had done. We begged Anne to keep her mouth shut, but she was angry. She said that we destroyed her chances of getting the scholarship. She put the papers in her bag and put the bag into her locker. I was afraid, so I tried to call Anne to get her to change her mind about turning us in, but she did not answer. And that's when Colleen and I decided to see if she was at the beach, so we could talk to her since we knew she'd climbed the cove while there.
So you cheated on a test with Colleen?
Yes, it was not my brightest moment, but I wanted to keep our family tradition of being the top of the class. I already had an A in the class, so I probably could have gotten a good grade without it, though.
Okay, so when you got to the beach, did you find Anne?
Yes, we went down to the cove where she climbed, and she was there. She was the only one on the wreck. When we got to the ridge, though, I had the fright of my life. A wreck about the size of my hand gave from under her when she went to gather her up. I managed to catch her, luckily.
Did you talk to Anne after that?
Yeah. She was eventually said that she would wait to turn us in until Tuesday, the day my parents would come home from their vacation. At first, she seemed annoyed that we had come to the cove to talk to her. She refused to wait until Tuesday when I first asked her, and we argued. She finally gave up and agreed to turn us in on Tuesday like I asked.
So Anne was aggravated when you showed up?
Yes, and it showed. After we finished our conversation, she started to climb again. She seemed distracted seeing me watch her and kept looking at me. I knew from rowing that when you're in a bad mood or distracted, it can affect your performance, so I decided to leave her alone.
Where did you go then?
I went back to the car. I've been talking and arguing with Anne for a long time, and Colleen was probably waiting to leave. I mean, she did leave the cove while I was talking to Anne.
So when you were asking Anne not turn you in, Colleen left.
Correct. I think she wanted to go home, so she went to the car.
When you got to the car, did you leave the beach?
No. When I got to the car at 8:30, Colleen was not there. I was so upset that she left me, and when I was talking to Anne, so I decided to take a cool-down walk, so I headed north up to the beach. When I finished my walk, I headed from the beach to the parking lot, where Colleen was sitting in the chair. When I entered the car, it was 9 o'clock, and we left.
Thank you, Beck. So we can assume from all this that Beck is unable to be in two places at once, so there's no way she could have murdered Anne.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Again, my name is Maggie Radowski, and I am the prosecutor in this case. I have called all my witnesses up and questioned them, and we have learned the following things beyond reasonable doubt. Colleen Ward and Beck Martin cheated on an important test that can determine what college the students will get into. Ann Marcus caught Beck and Colleen cheating on the test and threatened to turn them in on Monday morning. Next, Beck and Colleen drove to Ballina Beach Sunday afternoon thinking Ann would be there, and that was also the day that Ann's death took place. Next, Ann's body was found washed up on the shore with a 5-inch wide gash above her left temple and a hairline fracture directly underneath, in which Ann would have had to dramatically turn her head to her right shoulder to injure herself in the way that she did. 2 out of 6 genetic markers in blood that can be identified match the blood on the rock to Ann's body. I would also like to remind you that there is no reason for Dr. Hobbs to lie about any of his ideas. And he has no reason to be swayed on either side of the case. There is no benefit for him. I would also like to remind you that Dr. Hobbs has graduated from a good college and is very experienced in his work. Finally, I would like to voice my opinion about the defense side. I would like to start by saying I completely respect each person involved in the defense side. I have to comment on the defense side questioning Colleen's statement and assuming that 10 minutes was too long for her to just be in the bathroom. That leads into Colleen's personal life, and we cannot assume she did not spend 10 minutes in the bathroom or that she did not go twice in this time frame. I would also like to remind you that Beck could have a motive to lie. She's trying her best to be proven innocent and does not want to face punishment. In conclusion, we ask that you find Beck guilty as charged. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Once more, my name is Madison Blackmore. I am here defending Beck Martin in this case. I've called up all my witnesses and procured answers from them. We have learned these things beyond reasonable doubt. Number 1. As the prosecution said, Beck and Colleen did cheat on an important test, and Ann did take the cheating paper from Beck's hand and threatened to turn them in on Monday if they didn't turn themselves in by then. 2. Beck rode passenger to Ballina Beach this Sunday with Colleen driving. 3. Ann arrived at Ballina at 6:15 and Colleen and Beck arrived at 7:07, driving a white two-door sports car. 3. Beck was wearing a white hat. 4. This ranger saw a minor wearing a white hat at 8:50. 5. Beck and Cody left the beach together at 9 o'clock. 6. The quote-unquote ligature marks could have easily been from a motive of carelessness or a gust of wind. Also on Ann's left wrist, the marks are not on the underside of her wrist. I could also like to say that Dr. Galatian was the president of the Coastal Rock Climbers, so has experience with the type of rock climbing accidents. Also, she is working as a coroner, so she really knows what she's dealing with here, and has no such reason to lie like the prosecution has pointed out about Dr. Hobbs. So with all due respect to the prosecution, I have to notice flaws in their argument. First of all, if Beck left at 9 o'clock with Colleen and was spotted only 10 minutes early by Ranger Dale, how could he have been also simultaneously killing Ann? Also, the ranger saw another figure coming from the cove only minutes before seeing Beck. How would the figure be behind Beck, closer to the cove, and neither see Beck killing Ann, nor see Ann being killed or being thrown into the tide already in the tide? For if they had, they surely would have alerted authorities. Beck can't be in 2 places at once, as I've stated before. Thank you for your time, and I implore you to find Beck innocent as charged.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been shown the facts of this case. It is now your job to decipher trustworthy witnesses and make a decision on behalf of Beck Martin. If found guilty, you must come up with a punishment. This court is adjourned until the jury has made their decision. And leaves.